Hello, welcome to the SH Figuarts review. As we know, standard figure series incorporates the band effect action alternatively pursuing catchy special review here live action. This is Michael Jackson. Specifically, Michael Jackson just before he passed away, because it's in his white tuxedo with blue shirt and white tie, white hat. Slightly different style box, because first of all the front is hidden, so it makes it feel like, oh, this must be a Time She Work exclusive, but it's not. And someone's signature here. Or it's meant to be Michael Jackson's signature that I printed. And anyway, what did I say? Triumph International Inc. with Michael Jackson's moonwalking feet. Because he's not the one who invented the moonwalking, his teacher did. I forgot the name of his teacher. Another black guy. Yeah. Because since this is not a center or anything, it's more aimed at the international audience, there will be more English all over the place. So, yeah, this box is a bit weird because the window's on the back. You got Michael right there because I want to make it look special with the shiny thing on the front. I want to take a look at the box art, instruction manual, and all that, and photoshop the figure. Please feel free to head over to the Flickr link and Facebook link in the description below. So, black card backing. I'll just take a quick look at the back of the box. Let's see. So, there's English right here. The legendary king of pop in your hands. So, it doesn't pop in my hand. Utilizing cutting-edge technology, I began work producing the sculpt after carefully studying Michael Jackson's appearance in Moonwalker and other photographs. Then I created a digital design for his facial expression and applied it to a 3D model. This data was then printed on the figure for a picture-perfect finish. Yeah, let's go through why that didn't really work out later. At the bottom it says, well, 1, 2, 3, 4 images, and it says, the famous civil gravity pose can be recreated with the special ankle parts and stage, don't forget that. Includes interchangeable upper body parts for reproducing the moment his suit bellows open. With superior head to toe articulation, it is possible to create a variety of poses. Set includes the attached normal expression face part as well as an additional interchangeable smiling face part. No bad English there. I guess they improved since the Alien vs Predator days. Because we have a really big instructions manual sheet. Let's try to zoom back a little bit. There we go. So, I'll just read a bit of it because it's in English with that figure in the background. So you stare at the figure while I read this out. Let's see. Anything that's funny. Please handle with care and store out of reach of children younger than 15 years old. This product may contain small parts, but be harmful if swallowed. This product may contain parts that have sharp points and edges. Please handle with care to avoid getting injured. Do not place this product on top of plastic furniture, sofa, sheet, tile, or anything made of resin. It may cause color migration, color style, and decoration may vary. 214 Triumph International Inc. under license to Bravado Merchandising, all rights reserved. Oh well, nothing too special with the instruction manual. So, at the bottom of the bag, it's just a baggie that's taped with this stage, of course. It has 2 dots there, very smooth. Pretty hard, lots of copyright information. You have the 2 extra feet there that pretty much stick in there. And I sort of get, you can do the lean forward pose with his normal feet, but of course they don't want the bottom of the shoes to have holes in it, so they gave you extra, because you know, Edge Figuarts needs to look sort of relatively realistic in the sense of a figure. So it's good that they have the extra feet there. I get why they put that in there. So let's open this up. This is reminiscent of the older style boxes where the top cover plastic comes a bit down. Don't know if there's a purpose for that, but again, this is not a regular release for general SH Figuarts collectors, so that might be something to do with it. I'll get that down. So, apart from Michael Jackson, his very open hands, you got the smile face, of course, the extra body so I can do the upper pose, which means you can probably guess that you can't really do that hand up pose with the normal torso. Also a plastic protector sheet right there. Need 2 leaning forward feet, so let's get those out now because we're not going to use them for anything other than forward feeting. So let's just peg them in. It's a pretty tight peg. There we go. Of course, the lean forward thing is more something to do with, I guess, Smooth Criminal, which arguably better than Thriller. Now people are going to troll me. So let's take that extra body. It does come with an actual neck, so if you do lose a neck for some reason, you got a spare there and a peg, I guess. He's got spray open hands, finger pointing hand, hat holding hand right there. Relaxed hands, another hat holding hand sort of pose, and posing hands. Of course he has the hat and the smile face. So let's get Michael out. Now kids can play with him without fear. I don't believe he raped the kids anyway. Just like Skull Crystal, there is a little plastic protector underneath the hat so the paint doesn't rub off or something, supposedly. Don't know. I don't know. If you're gonna pose the figure with the hat anyway, isn't that like a long-term thing anyway, so that the paint is gonna rub off or something? Let's see. So, the supposed picture-perfect thing, I just want to focus on the head for a while, is this. So they have a sculpt that's relatively like Michael Jackson, I guess, but well, his face is printed on, and I think it's slightly off-centered. Let's see, let's compare the other heads. Okay, well, either they think Michael Jackson doesn't have any upper lip, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, his face looks slightly off. Is there something? I think it is. No, it just looks a bit weird. That face, yeah, you look at it and think, okay, Michael Jackson, but it doesn't really look like Michael Jackson. And there's the smile face, which again looks a bit off. And they've put some dots on the face to simulate darker pigment, which means that the printer isn't that good. So that's a disappointment. Because, well, I'm not going to put that. A hat does fit on there, but it doesn't really. Well, I guess it can kind of stay when you push it down. That'll do. Let's take that off. Yeah, that's stayed on pretty tight. So articulation. So, head goes up, down, sideways, full rotation. Hair's on a little ball peg because they're too cheap to have extra hair on the other head. Okay, tie is on a ball peg, so it can move in any direction you can get it to. Also made out of really soft material, just so you can see underneath it. Nope. Torso goes up. His soft suit does block it somewhat. Torso goes down. Arm does have a little ball peg underneath, but his shoulder padding is really blocking it. In fact, this whole thing is just a soft piece of plastic that's just glued onto the body. So arm goes up. We can sort of do that pose, sort of. Double elbow. Up, down. It says swivel, no swivel. Hands on the ball peg that's on the little swinging arm. Okay. And then, stand there. And he has this extra, this is hard plastic. So, legs are new style as Figuarts, but they don't come down. They just sort of stick there. Rotating here, up, back, and yeah, they're just. I can just look inside there. Oh no, it's just a single. Yeah, his legs can go up or down, which is a shame. Let's even do a rider kick. Yes, again. So he is still quite flexible, but a bit limited. Double knee joint. Foot is on a up, down, full swivel, and toe goes. Toe doesn't really go up, does it? It should do. There we go. Bit up, bit down. Yeah, there we go. Very, very tight. And guys, just demonstrate that it's normal if you can do that. You can still do that because yeah, there's nothing holding him up. Unless you want to use the Tamashi stage or something, but then what's the point? Just take his feet off. Yeah, he has these little plastic caps as socks. Which, if you didn't know any better, you thought it was just random pieces of cheap plastic. No, it's actually quite something quite expensive. Part of something quite expensive. Okay, get the feet in. Not getting them in quite tight. Get his hands down. Get his hat. Stick it on his head tightly. And there you go, there's Michael Jackson's signature pose with that other head and legs. Ooh. You can actually almost have a second Michael Jackson, just stick that there and be like, yay! I just figured out Michael Jackson is an odd release. I guess they just didn't want to get left behind by Figma with their Thriller Jackson, so they decided to make their own. And like I said, the Thriller Jackson with Figma means there's a black Jackson, there's a white Jackson, so you can choose before and after if you really wanted both, or just one colour of your choice. But anyway, molding wise, he's okay. The details are pretty detailed, very sharp. Molding injection lines are hidden neatly. Not really a fan of how his normal regular suit body, the suit is sort of flowing backwards like it's going through the wind. I mean, we already sort of have that with the second body where he has his arms going up. So I don't really need both torsos to have his suit jacket, flowing in the wind backwards. But it's okay overall. I mean, looking at the front, it's okay. Accessory-wise, he's pretty good. There's, two different expressions. That's decent. Although, if this was like Figma, you'd probably have a few more expressions just with different heads going on. I mean, even all the Sailor Moon figures have more, heads and stuff. So, but not bad. Having the stand extra feet is a good thing. Like I said earlier, having extra feet that don't have holes in the bottom of the shoes is good for doing certain poses. And paint-wise, he's okay. The face print leaves a little bit to be decided for. It does look a bit weird with little printed pupils and stuff, just little dots on his face. He's very much, putting a figure through an actual printer that's printing an actual image, not just paint. But the suit itself looks pretty good. It's not just white, it does have a little shine to it, like he would have. And the joints are slightly exposed due to the nature of his outfit, but they're okay. I'm actually glad his hat can actually stick to the top of his head, and his hat holding hands can actually hold the hat. Unlike Combat Skull, where his fedora wouldn't really stay on his head too well, and that has a tendency of popping off. I've actually used some white tack to hold it in place while leaving the figure in display. So that's good. He does come with enough hands, although I do wish he came with an item holding hand, just in case I do want him to hold something, but I'm not complaining too much. This isn't like Super Mario where it really didn't come with any hands whatsoever. No, it's really, really annoying. Didn't annoy the fanboys though, because fanboys. So yeah, all in all, he's a decent figure, a bit stiff at times, and for something that's meant to be Michael Jackson, you expect him to move very fluently and easy to put him into different poses. But most of his body feels a bit stiff, apart from his feet, which feels a bit too loose, and that's a bad thing because posing him means he's going to fall over quite a bit, and it's going to be a bit of a pain to pose him in certain positions. Posing him for the photos that you see in this review did take a bit of time because especially his left foot, the peg that attaches his left foot to his leg is very loose, so his left foot can spin quite easily. And it is this foot, because the other foot that pegs in fits in very tight and snug, so it's the foot problem, not the legs problem. His upper hip joints are very, very tight, and I'm not a fan of that. But overall, you can do his signature moves like the crotch grab, the moonwalk, lean forward, and all that. You can all do them quite easily. Just take a bit of time. So all in all, surprising release. That's not bad. I'd say he is near SH Figuarts line, but I do suspect if at one point he was in D Arts, even though he's not an anime character or cartoon character, but he does lean slightly. He leans towards SH Figuarts, but has a hint of D Arts in there somewhere for some reason. It just feels a bit that way, but oh well. Subscribe and just comment below, guys. Take care, have a nice day. Oh, and cause don't forget, this figure will have the tendency of having its price spike up in the aftermarket. So if you like Michael Jackson, you want this figure, get it soon because he's still relatively cheap. He's only 230 Hong Kong dollars. So translate that to what you want. It won't stay that way for long.